All right. And we can start with roll call and Pledge of Allegiance. So let's call the meeting to order. Let's start with the pledge and then we'll get into roll call.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Okay, roll call here. Kevin O'Neill.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Valerie Lundy could not make it tonight, so she is absent. Louis Ramon.
Here.
Vice Chair Jim Rumsey.
Present.
And Chairman Nick Abercrombie.
Present. All right, so we got 4 out of 5. So we'll move from roll and move on into the minutes. It's been a while since we've gotten together. So we've got minutes in front of us from our meeting on April the 15th. And basically this was really to go off and improve the prior minutes from February. So it's been a bit. Any comments, discussions, any concerns, issues with the minutes?
They look pretty simple.
Yeah,
That's what I-
looks pretty straightforward. I
Yeah,
just
they were-
didn't want to preclude that, but I would agree. So can I get a motion to
I move
approve
to
this?
approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Oh,
Oh, well, you go ahead, sir.
We'll do a second, for the minutes, for this meeting, we'll do a second from Vice Chair Jim Rumsey.
well done. Okay, can we take a
So-
vote?
Yeah, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion passes. Great. Minutes are approved. So today we see nobody in the audience. We've got no public hearings scheduled for today.
Correct.
And I think the only order of business that we have is a new election of chair and vice chair. So what I would say, I think, per our sort of prior meetings, kind of open the topic for if anybody would either like to be nominated, would like to not be nominated, or any discussions before we do nominations.
I'm just gonna say we have a good group. We're small. We still have,
But very mighty.
we still, have, I don't know why no one wants to sign up to be our alternate members. But we have a good group. I will just say for me, I've enjoyed being vice chair and working under Nick. And of course, I worked as a vice chair under Lou. And I've enjoyed all this, and Kevin, working with you also. So, I'm just saying we have a good group, and it would be whoever would either like to maintain or change positions, as to a chair or vice chair.
Yeah, I'll tack on to that. I think the group's great. The one thing I would say, and Jim, you and I didn't get a chance to chat about this, but Jim, you've been serving as the vice chair. You're super helpful. I love sitting next to you. Feel like it might be your turn, my friend. So I'm kind of curious if you'd be interested in being the chair.
Well, that thought has crossed my mind. And in fact, over 2 years ago, Lou was grooming me for that position, and we had been working on it for 2 years for chair. And some things that came up personally, and I shocked him when I turned that one in. At the same time, there's still some things going on in our life, but the Lord has worked everything out. It's going smooth. So I knew this question was going to come up.
Did you?
And I would entertain going to vice chair to chair.
Awesome. Well, I think we should start with the chair. And any other comments? I'd like to nominate Jim Rumsey for the chair position.
I would like to second that nomination.
CJ, can we have a vote on that?
Yeah, so the motion is to promote Jim Rumsey to chair. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, passes unanimously.
Love
Congratulations.
passing by consent. So I think by tradition, instead of letting me go forward, Jim, why don't we switch chairs here? And we can elect a vice chair.
Okay.
Maybe take my jacket.
You can leave it. That'd be my comfort zone. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for your vote of confidence to my peers and to city staff, CJ, Karen. This is an honor. I mean, when you look at this, I've been on the Board of Adjustments since 2019. So I feel this is where I need to be for the city. And I enjoy, working with the group.
That's great.
So as we go forward, do I hear any entertainment for nominees for the position of vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Nick since he's
Yeah.
done such
I-
an
I
outstanding
agree.
job in the
I-
1 or 2 meetings that we had last year.
I appreciate that. It was, I will say I'd be happy to entertain that. I
That's
would
great.
support that.
Okay, then do I hear a motion for nomination of vice chair for Nick Abercrombie?
Yep.
All right,
We need a second, don't we?
Second.
we do need a second. Okay. We have a first and a second, that Nick Abercrombie will become the vice chair. All those in favor,
No, go ahead.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
passed. Yes, sir.
All right, so our new vice chair is Nick Abercrombie. Thank you. We're
Switch
gonna do
seats.
another great
I
job
like it.
together.
We're gonna do a good team.
Yeah. All right, and with that, we don't have any type of, oh, my mind just went blank.
Yeah, we don't have any public hearings
Any
today.
public hearings? We
So-
don't,
Yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
last thing we just have is reports today. We have our planning director Karen online as well. So I think she has some words for you guys. Just from me, we appreciate you guys so much being here. I know sometimes it's a thankless job being on a volunteer board for the city, but we really appreciate it as staff because without you, obviously we wouldn't be here either. So thank you for your service and here's to a great 2025.
You're here.
you're here.
So, and Karen,
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
We're fine. How are you?
Excellent.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all as well. Hey, just to kind of pile on the appreciation that we're doing here today, absolutely do value each and every one of you that serves on this board. And yeah, this past year, you certainly have not had to meet very often, in fact, quite rarely. But we recognize how essential and important you are to any case that you do hear. So just very happy to have a solid group. We have consistently been advertising, trying to find alternate members for this committee. Obviously, we're not having much luck. So I think Kevin was our last success that Lou managed to find him. So in terms of any competition, I think Lou's the winner in recruitments. So feel free to top that. Because we definitely need to get some alternates in there, just to kind of rally or build up our numbers, just in case somebody is in a situation at some point in life where they're not able to continue. And actually, I think Valerie is term limited. That after this year, we will definitely be in a world of hurt that we're down to just 4 people. And as you guys know, if you are hearing a case, all 4 would need to vote in favor of something in order to have it approved. So I think that's probably your big charge going forward as you walk out the room, is to find some folks to serve in those alternate capacities. And then wanted to also just touch base on our code review project we've been doing. That continues to go along. There's a reason I keep inviting you guys to those work sessions. It's to hopefully build consensus so that by the time we get to public hearings and such, we have a high degree of comfort for the document, from the folks that actually serve on these committees. So that's a lot of the reason you see that email pop up pretty regularly when we have that work session. Valerie, by far, has attended more of those work sessions than anybody on this committee. So she's definitely been in the weeds and diving through things, and I think quite honestly having like entirely too much fun with that. And then Lou has hit a couple work sessions recently, which we appreciate. And I think it's been a while since I've seen some of you other guys, but I just do appreciate you guys when you do show up. And like I said, the goal is to have a document that would be well supported when we get down to public hearings. And we hope to be at that point this summer. So that's it. That's all I wanted to touch base on. Just thank you guys so much, and don't keep CJ out too late tonight. So that would be good.
Yeah, got bedtime to get to.
Always a party with this board.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Kevin?
Thank you. I need to follow up and say, first of all, I'm totally committed. I'm not going anywhere.
We got him tied to the seat.
However, my year ahead is really busy with travel. Particularly in June, I'll be gone all of June, and possibly the same, almost the same with July and August. May's not looking good either. I do these extended things for work, and sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. Right now, I know June is blocked, but I'm just warning you that we do need to find somebody else to balance this out. I'll be here, at any time that I possibly can. But I just need to give you guys fair warning that I'm gonna have a busy year.
When I was in Houston in the suburbs, in the little suburb that we were in, we had a JP that when he had court, would regularly go to the bar that was across the street from the courthouse and drag people out of there to be on the jury. I think we're at the point that we almost need to do
Yeah,
that. So
yes,
let's
but-
everybody really
Yeah.
put a concentrated effort on, our friends, our enemies, whoever.
That's right.
Let's just,
Show up with at least one name.
that's right.
Right, well,
Are there restrictions? There was somebody who served on the council once, who's my neighbor and very good friend. And I'm gonna actually be traveling with him in a week or two. And I thought, he'd be a good guy to talk
The only restrictions I'm aware of is that you have to be a resident of the city.
Little Park for 1
Because I
year.
had one person who was really interested, but she lived in an unincorporated area.
Uh-huh.
And then the other is that you cannot be a member of another board or panel, city board or panel currently. It's
Right,
it's
you
okay.
could be previously.
There's
I
no, there's no
Yeah.
constraint on.
Okay, well,
previous
he
folks.
would be okay if I can talk him into it.
Because that's also covered in the municipal code about what you can and can't do, as a member of the Board of Adjustments. And Lou, you're correct. Because if you are on another committee or on council and you do decide to come to the board, then you have to resign that position.
Uh-huh.
And then Lou's correct, you have to be a member, live within the city limits of Woodland Park, and you have to be at least a year.
I think this is a good opportunity for those that are like me, where I don't have the extensive experience that some of you guys do on councils like this. And it's a good intro, right? It's a good place to come in and learn. And so that's a good pitch for, my next door neighbor, for instance.
Yeah, well, the other thing, and I really like being part of this board, so I don't want to make it as a light thing.
Yeah.
But the time commitment for this board
It's
is
minimal.
minimal
It's
compared
minimal.
to other
Yes.
boards and commissions.
Yeah.
And so in that front, it's a good entryway too.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got things, I worked around baseball practice and skiing, like
Oh,
it just, as you go through different stages of
Sure.
kids or whatever. And at some point I might want to take another level of commitment and maybe we'll try something different, but for the
Right.
moment, this is right for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a good pitch too, because I think a lot of people are put off, I don't know, put off, but like, oh, I'm so busy, what's the time commitment? And it's like, hey, like
This
you
is a
can do
great-
this. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
great place to start. It's a great place to get involved.
Yeah,
Well,
I also have one thing.
Go ahead.
I'm in the over here. It's Betsy. Hope you all are doing well. Another thing too to remind people is that we can give a training if somebody new comes in, or we can lead them to the recording of the last training Nina even did for you all. So you aren't going to show up, or you all know this, but the undetermined alternate is not going to show up and be thrown in a room and say, let it go. I mean, we train you, you know, they have references to the code. There's already recorded training on the website. So everything you said on top of that, it is true. It's only every third Monday and it's really not every month. We can't guarantee that, but as you've seen, it's kind of about the same. So yeah, so just, you know, that's something to remind them too. You know, the attorney's office will help initiate you into your position.
And one last thing, if I am traveling but can call in, is that still good?
Yes,
Yes, correct.
yes.
Okay, okay, well,
Because as long as you know, if you have to go by Zoom.
Yeah.
By video,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll still be in attendance.
okay, great.
Yep, vote. In fact, I think it might have been just before you, but I've done one that way.
I see.
And it's not as nice as being here in person, but it worked great.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do it, it works.
Yep.
It's great.
And speaking of the time commitment, the application deadline for the February BOA meeting has gone and passed and we have 0 applications. So I highly doubt I will see you in February unless you stop by the office. So
Well, we'll look,
We gotta get
we'll look-
more people trying to like.
we need some
get- Oh,
very,
yeah.
yeah.
so. yeah.
No, and one thing I would say about this too, not only the years I've been and the people I've worked with, and this is mostly the core I've worked with for the last 3 years. It's a great opportunity. I mean, I've gotten to know city council,
Oh, yeah.
city management. And it's nice because really what is upon us when we have a variance come before us. There is a lot of pressure. And we have a good group of people. We've had good meetings. We've had very good results. And I think in all the variances that we've done, we've been very fair, even with those that we've made recommendations that they needed, you know. We agree, but we don't agree. And so we just keep going forward and keep, you know, checking, because I've had a lot of people, I don't like sitting. I said, then fine. Put in your application for the Board of Adjustments.
Yeah, I'll help you
That's right.
fill it out.
That's
And-
right.
yeah, Go online, download it, fill it out, take it in. Well, what happens after the application? This is where some people, well, you've got to come before city council and get approved. And they're gonna ask you why and things like that. I was going, but then quit griping. If you really want to help the city, take the
Yeah, jump in.
application, try Board of Adjustments. You're not gonna get thrown under the fire.
And to that point, Jim, I'm going to ask CJ here tomorrow to send an email to all of you members of the BOA with that link to that section of the website where somebody could get that application. So when you find a live prospect, you can forward them that link yourselves and kind of save them a step for finding it, or you can refer them to planning staff. But they do need to fill out that application, and they can either turn it in directly to the city clerk or through the planning department. We'll get it to the city clerk. And then like you were saying, Jim, through the city clerk, it'll be coordinated as to which council meeting they would then talk to city council at. And council's been very brief lately in terms of their questions and interviews they've done for appointments. And then that person would take their oath at that very same meeting if council chooses to appoint them, and then you're ready to go. So after that, yes, we would take care of any onboarding or training and orientation, that kind of thing. But yeah, the step one is getting somebody to fill out the form. So we'll set you up for success in finding folks for us. So
We will. I mean, there's still a little joke going on, because when I came from an associate member to a full member, 2 council members at that time, and Lou Pellegrino just about flipped. And Lou, you were here in that meeting.
Yeah,
I got grilled for 15 minutes.
oh, yeah.
By,
We will try to make sure that doesn't happen again.
no,
yeah, no, they're not doing that these days. They're much more conversational in their approach to talking to folks that are interested in serving. And I
No,
think
I-
that is serving the community well. So
I enjoyed it. I mean, I mean, but, because I came in, because a lot of people, my background, I waited a year. I had been vice chair for 3 years on the Board of Adjustments in Fountain, Colorado. So to come in after my 1 year, my associate, and then because Catherine Nakai
Mhm.
I got elected to city council, I gave
Yeah.
the opening, so, I was asked to come on up. And, all through that, I was going, did I not read, my resume? But it's still there on a YouTube. You can watch, go back and, I'm glad that they're not doing that anymore because I've watched and I've been here for a couple, like Kevin, I was here for years.
Mhm.
It's nice that they look at the application, see the qualifications and just ask general questions. And we've come a long way since when I was approved. I can say that.
But I think we really need to go out and conscript some
Mm.
people,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we'll go to that bar.
yes, right.
See what
By
you
hook or
do.
by crook, yeah.
Go to the Ute, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, it's all right. The Ute Street opening and we can always drive down to Cascade.
Right,
There's a lot of people down there on Friday nights.
well, yeah, but they may not be in the incorporated area, I found out.
Yeah, that's the key when people say, because I've had people, well, I'd like to. Do you live in the city, in the city limits? No, I do not. Be on the board.
Go for neighbors, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all we had for you this evening at a staff level. So thank you very much.
Okay. CJ, do you have any reports for us?
No, that's all we had.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, since we have nothing on the floor, I will call for adjournment at 6:51. And
Go ahead.
we're adjourned.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.